where Gauteng Education says there's no glitches in its online application system as yet. Now, almost 600,000 applications for grade 1 and 8 have been processed so far, and the closing date for the applications is in 2 weeks. We've got the department spokesperson who's graced us in studio with his presence, Steve Mabona, to talk more about this. Thank you very much for your time. So, I mean, the department feeling very confident about the level of efficiency that the process is going on this year. What is it, in your reflection, that you learned from previous application processes that you've now incorporated into this one, where you've had over 600,000 successful applications made by parents?
Thank you very much. Look, we learn every year. We go back and check on the system on what is it that we need to improve. And we can assure you that we've improved a lot in this system. The only challenge is that when we started on the first day, we had a different challenge, which we experienced about 10 minutes or so, but it was resolved. And moving forward, you know, parents could manage to apply. That's why we are standing at, actually we are over 600,000 now. Mm-hmm. We were at about 595,000 yesterday. And this morning when I checked the figures, we are over 600,000 of both the grade 1 and 8 applications that have successfully been processed. We know that parents are saying, yes, we have applied, but we see that the system says awaiting verification. Mm-hmm. Schools are continuing to verify. They are verifying documents, because you know that after your application, you are required to upload documents. Mm-hmm. After you have successfully uploaded your documents, then it will say awaiting verification. So that process, schools are continuing with it. So we just want to say to parents, they need to bear with us. We know that some of them, when the system says awaiting verification, they think that the application has not been verified. It's only the documentation that must be verified. Then when we close on the 19th, we will then be preparing for the placement period, which will be opening on the 3rd of October.
That has generally been a headache for many parents and yourselves as a department, the placements, because a lot of the time what we've seen in reports is that parents don't always get the schools that they would like for their children. How are you guys navigating that as a department, particularly after this application processing process and then the placement that's going to be coming subsequently?
We will continue to re-emphasize the challenge that we have, that is capacity. We will not be in a position to place parents in all the schools that they would have applied to. Like the high pressure schools, they receive so much applications, and we will not be in a position to place them, but we will give them alternative schools. You know, often the time parents will say, why do you want to give us alternative schools? Because we have applied here. But the answer is simple. If a school has about 300 in terms of their capacity, you cannot place more. And, you know, many schools would have received close to 1,500. So you know that we have 1,000 odd of parents and guardians that will be aggrieved. They will be saying, no, the system is not working, because they would have not had an opportunity to get a school that they want. That's when parents will be saying the system is not working. But because parents could, majority of them use the system to apply, and they are now currently in the system, and we can know on how to plan further in terms of those that we need to accommodate in different areas. It's an indication that the system works very well.
What are you doing to solve the issues around capacity? I know earlier on this year when we spoke, you spoke about some makeshift schools that were being built by the department, but long term, what is it that the department is looking at to deal with the issues around capacity?
Well, we can confirm that currently we have about 12 schools that are in the building process. They will be launched in due course. And what we did was to provide funding to schools to build classrooms. So we have built, last year we've built over 1,500 classrooms in addition to the classes that we have in different schools. So we'll continue to avail funding so that they build those classes and give mobile units to those that need space, and make sure that at least we don't overcrowd. But there are areas where it's inevitable that a child will not be in a classroom, because parents will say, why do you overcrowd a school? The question would be, whose child must be at home. Because once we overcrowd, then parents will be chanting again, say there's overcrowding, equal education will be coming, making a lot of noise, or going to our schools, influencing learners to march, forgetting that when we don't place, they come again and say, but what are you saying about the education of a child that is at home? So you're trying to balance, but you have people that will not even acknowledge that we are working tirelessly to make sure that children are in the classroom.
Thank you very much for your time, Steve. I wish I had a little bit more time to chat, but we have run out of time indeed.